I'll show you how to open one of these babies. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to strike the coconut there and do 4 around there. So you'd need 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. And of course you turn the coconut. The bigger the hole you can get, the easier it will be to take the flesh out. So we'll see how we go. I don't always get it. Okay, it's going to be a smaller hole. Here's a tough little coconut, this one. Of course, it's not easy doing it with one hand and holding the camera, so there we go. That was a bigger hole, and I might just give it one more whack just to make sure. Okay, and what happens is when you peel that off, there's a hole, and that's where the coconut water is. It's a soft spot on the top of the coconut. So now we've got our coconuts open. And I filled this jug with the water. We don't need nearly as much water as we need flesh, so this can be just drank or added to your smoothies. Make sure it is a grey or a clear colour and not pink. Okay, depending on the maturity of each coconut, some of the flesh will be very thin, some will be a little bit thicker. This one here is actually quite thick, so that'll be a more hard meatier type, and this one is actually quite thin. If you do have like a little tiny tinge of purple on there, it's normally because it's very new. So all I need to do is take the flesh out of these, which can be a bit time consuming, but it's well worth it for that yogurt. Just letting you know, I actually got this one out in one piece, so you can cut the coconut in half if you can. And if you actually push the spoon in backwards, it makes it easy to come out. So you can see here, we've got the whole half of the coconut. Of course, all we have to do is scrape off the parts of the husk, and then we put it in with the rest of it. Okay, so now we're ready to make coconut yogurt. Now, even if you're not making a tart, this is the recipe to make coconut yogurt. All you need is the flesh, the water, and some probiotics, and that's it. You just have to leave it on the bench overnight, or 4 hours at least, plus, to let it ferment, and you have coconut yogurt. You can then add blueberries to it, strawberries, some fruit, to make it into a nice fruity coconut yogurt, and it is really a beautiful product. Okay, so the recipe calls for 2 cups of coconut flesh. Okay, so we've got the coconut flesh out of those 3 coconuts. So it's quite packed in there, so we have got quite a lot in there. And it's 1/4 cup of the water. Sorry, 1/2 cup of the water. So it's 1 to 4. So if you have a cup of the water, then it'll be 4 cups of the flesh. But because I've got quite a lot of flesh, I'm just going to give it just a touch more. And as you can see, you've got all this beautiful juice still left to drink. So if you put that in a nice bottle, keep it in the fridge, and make sure you consume it quite quickly. Now, for our yogurt to ferment, we need a probiotic. So what you can do, you can actually, if you've got probiotic capsules, you would take out the capsule, sort of get a bit low on these ones, and all you need to do is just break them in the middle and pour the powder into there. I'm not going to use a tablet today, but you can use 1 to 2 tablets depending on how much you have. Probably I would put 2 in there. So I've got a really nice Apodophilus powder here, which I'm going to use. And I'm going to take 1/2 teaspoon. all we need to do now is blend that up. A little bit more water. Some of that coconut flesh was quite thick. It was quite an old coconut, so the flesh was quite thick. Okay, now we've got more liquid. We may or may not need that, so we'll see how we go. So just blend it till it's nice and creamy. Now if you drink a lot of the young Thai coconuts and don't know what to do with the flesh, now you know, make it into a beautiful yogurt. I know there are some countries where you can actually buy the flesh in a packet in the fridge, but unfortunately here it's not that readily available, so we have to take it out of the coconut. Okay, so what I'll be doing now is putting that in a jar, putting a muslin top on that, and then we'll let it sit out on the bench for 4 hours plus. What I'm going to do is just leave it overnight, and what you will see, and we will show you during the evening, is you'll see little pockets of air in there. That means that the coconut yogurt is fermenting. And then tomorrow we can finish off the tarts. Give it a taste test. You blend this with vanilla, beautiful vanilla yogurt. So we're going to need a spatula for this, very thick yogurt. Don't waste any of this. Beautiful, delicious stuff. So I'm trying to escape. Okay. Put on the muslin, put on the lucky band. And then we just leave that on the bench. We'll come back later and see how it's going. Good morning, it's the next day, so let's continue with our tarts. First of all, the coconut yogurt has been fermenting overnight and it's done a really good job. The probiotics that I put in there were excellent. So if you can see all the bubbles in there, that shows you that the microbes are doing their job. So what we need to do now is infuse this with the rest of the ingredients and make our tarts. So what I'll do first, remember we had the infusing the maple syrup with the lavender. Now I need to sieve this out. Then it will place back in its jar when we're finished with it. That smells really nice. Okay, so I've got a lavender maple syrup. So what we need to add to this is 4 tablespoons of the maple syrup and 1 tablespoon of lime juice. And then we'll blend that up and then we'll add it to the cases. So, if you roll the lemon or the lime, it makes it a little bit more juicier for you. Okay, so what we'll do now is add these to the blender. We get our trusty blender. We add the yogurt. Like I said previously, you can just eat this on its own. So it's a good thing to make with your coconut flesh. Have it every day, take it for lunch. It's a beautiful food. So we need 1 tablespoon of the lime juice. tablespoons of the infused syrup. You can use agave for this if you wish, but I'm not a big fan of the agave. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Taste this one. Very nice. Okay, this will make a nice thick slurry now for our tarts. We just need to complete the job. Give this a taste. What we need to do now is plate these up, make the tarts. Cases have been in the freezer overnight. Take those out. These can be just wedged out gently, if you wish. There's the tart case. It looks nice and rustic and very delicious, I presume. What I'm going to do is going to add the yogurt mixture to this, and then I'm going to put it back in the fridge before I plate them up, so that this gets the time to set a little bit. What we do is take some of our mixture and we pour it into the moulds. Okay, so we now have all these full. A bit of a tap. And what I'm going to do before I put them in the fridge, I'm going to decorate these with some beautiful organic blackberries. It's up to you. You can do some slices of maybe kiwi fruit, maybe some sliced figs, or some dehydrated fruits if you wish. I'll place these on there. But you do have to be careful if you're buying standard ones, because these are very heavily sprayed along with most of the berries. So even though they're quite expensive, if you can get organic ones, please try to do that. Especially if you're making like a dinner party or something really special, it pays to go that extra money and get the good food. Okay, so we'll just set these in the freezer and then we'll come back and plate them up. Okay, so now we're back for the final plating up. The tarts have been in the fridge for about an hour and they're all ready to go. So what we need is a spatula, just to gently tease them out. Onto the plate. This way. So if you go to a potluck or anything like that, these will be a very big hit, I would say. There you have it. So it's lavender infused coconut yogurt tarts on a beautiful almond crust. So what we've got here, we've got raw food, we've got beautiful blueberries with all the vitamin C and all the vitamins and minerals in there. We've got a probiotic filling, as in the coconut yogurt. We've got the beautiful coconut in there, and so they're not only divine, a wonderful thing to present to your guests, they're actually really, really good for you. So make them without guilt and enjoy.